So when you create a company, I mean, if you think, well, what is a company really? A company is a group of people gathered together to create a product or service. That's really all a company is. And so you have to really believe in what you're creating and know in your heart and mind that this is something that matters and that the world ought to have. If you're a new company, I mean, unless it's like some new industry or new market that, if it's an untapped market, then you have more ability to, the standard is lower for your product or service. But if you're entering anything where there's an existing marketplace against large entrenched competitors, then your product or service needs to be much better than theirs. It can't be a little bit better, because then you put yourself in the shoes of the consumer and they say, why would you buy it as a consumer? You're always going to buy the trusted brand unless there's a big difference. So a lot of times, entrepreneur will come up with something which is only slightly better. And it can't just be slightly better. It's got to be a lot better.
I think certainly being focused on something that you're confident will have high value to someone else, and just being really rigorous in making that assessment, because people tend to, a natural human tendency is wishful thinking. So a challenge for entrepreneurs is to say, well, what's the difference between really believing in your ideals and sticking to them versus pursuing some unrealistic dream that doesn't actually have merit? And that is a really difficult thing to tell. Can you tell the difference between those two things?
Right.
You know? So you need to be sort of very rigorous in your self-analysis. I think certainly extremely tenacious, and then just work like hell. I mean, you just have to put in, 80 to 100 hour weeks every week.
Yes.
And
That's
then
a lot of work.
all those things improve the odds of success.
Okay.
I mean, if other people are putting in 40-hour work weeks and you're putting in 100-hour work weeks, then even if you're doing the same thing, you know that in 1 year you will achieve what they achieve. You will achieve in 4 months what it takes them a year to achieve.
There's for sure in recent years, billionaire has become a pejorative. It's like that's a bad thing. Which I think doesn't make a lot of sense in most cases. If you basically organized a company, how does this wealth arise? It's if you organize people in a better way to produce products and services that are better than what existed before, and you have some ownership in that company, then that essentially gives you the right to allocate more capital. So there's a conflation of consumption and capital allocation. So let me take Warren Buffett, for example, and to be totally frank, I'm not his biggest fan, but he does a lot of capital allocation, and he reads a lot of sort of annual reports of companies and all the accounting, and it's pretty boring, really. And he's trying to figure out does Coke or Pepsi deserve more capital? It's kind of a boring job if you ask me. But it's still a thing that's important to figure out, is a company deserving of more or less capital? Should that company grow or expand? Is it making products and services that are better than others or worse? And, if a company is making compelling products and services, it should get more capital, and if it's not, it should get less. We'll go out of it. In the United States especially, there's an over-allocation of talent in finance and law. Basically, too many smart people go into finance and law. This is both a compliment and a criticism. We should have, I think, fewer people doing law and fewer people doing finance and more people making stuff.
Yeah. Well, that would certainly be better for all involved if they made better stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Manufacturing used to be highly valued in the United States, and these days it's not. It's often looked down upon, which I think is wrong. Making a car, it's an honest day's living. That's for sure. or making anything really, or providing a valuable service, like providing, good entertainment, good information. These are all valuable things to do. So yeah, there should be more of it.